This is the plaintiff, Kimberly Dowling. She says she applied to work at McDonald's, and the defendant, her sister, who also worked there, told the manager she had an order of protection against her. This is simply not true, but the manager refused to hire her anyway. She can't believe her sister is so malicious, has defamed her good name, and she's suing her for $5,000 for the loss of work she caused her. This is the defendant, Michelle Dowling. She says she doesn't know why the plaintiff, her sister, would apply to work at the same McDonald's when she knew she worked there. The plaintiff is a demon. She filed for an order of protection against her and doesn't want to be anywhere near her, let alone working at the same job. Owe her money? Ha! She's accused of putting the kibosh on a Happy Meal.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff applied to work at a McDonald's, didn't get the job because her sister, the defendant, told the manager that there was an order of protection that the defendant had against the plaintiff, so the manager didn't hire her. The defendant is saying it is all BS. It's the case of give me a break.
Thank you, Douglas. Kimberly Dowling, you are suing your sister, Michelle Dowling, for $5,000 for loss of work and defamation of character.
Yes.
What happened?
I applied to McDonald's because I recently came up from South Carolina to New York, and I needed a job. I got hired. I had my orientation. I never encountered any words.
When you had orientation, was it a meeting or were you actually working?
Actually, I actually got hired.
All right, go ahead.
That's your first day at work. So everything was cool. As the orientation ended, Ms. Wendy, the manager, she told me to come back Thursday. That'll be my first day on the floor. That's when I said, all right, thank you, I left. And as I could have got no further than out the parking lot and around the corner is when I got a phone call and I got a voicemail because I was driving. So I got a voicemail saying that I need to call the store. When I called the store, Ms. Wendy said, oh, I can't hire you because your sister says she got an order of protection against you.
Wait, back it up, though. This is your sister.
Yes.
Were you raised in the same house?
Yes. Same
Okay.
mother, same
Did you
father.
have a relationship at one point?
Yes.
Okay.
The best.
Okay. So what happened?
That's why we're here.
You have to have some inkling of why you don't have a relationship with your sister.
Okay, well, when I was pregnant with my son last year, she had mentioned it to my fiance that she was jealous of me because I have a car. I graduated from high school, and he asked, he said, but all the stuff that she has, you can get. I was, like I said, I was pregnant, so I was like, sleeping. I didn't hear the whole conversation. When I woke up the next morning, I said, he had told me, and then that's why I had mentioned it to her, to Michelle, and I said, why are you jealous of me? What happened? I said, well, I always try to help you, and as a matter of fact, the McDonald's job that she has, I helped her get into another store where she transferred to the one on Empire. It was working with Ms. Rita and Mr. Duncan.
How did you help her?
Because I knew Mr. Duncan, growing up as a child.
Okay, so what happened after that destroyed your relationship like this? You don't know. What's going on?
Hi, Your Honor. Okay, I was working at McDonald's there first, because when I got there, I was working there. Okay, she already know for numerous of times that we don't get along because she start fight. She hits my son. She called my son the boy. She
called your son what?
The boy. She disrespect him.
What do you mean? She called him what?
She said, instead of calling by the name, she said the boy.
The boy.
Right.
Okay.
She smacked my son.
When was that?
This was when we just started talking, Your Honor.
This was when? I don't know what the, that doesn't answer my question.
It was like in July, in the summertime.
And when you say we just started talking?
Yeah, because for 10 years I wasn't talking to her.
What happened for that? You didn't talk to her for 10 years?
Because for 10 years, I was with my husband, the baby father, and I called her like a sister and told her I got hit by a car with the while I was riding my bike, and she told me come and see her soon when I got to the hospital because she said she wanted to see how badly I was. She accused my husband of he doing that to me. He telling her that I really got hit by a car, the car hit the bike. She's saying, no, you hit my sister. He's saying no. So words got around. She started following him down the block, throwing bottles at him, and they caught him in the ear. They were on Franklin and St. John. The police came. She thought that they were going to arrest him, but they didn't. They arrested her.
Did your man hit you?
Just the man hit me on the bike in my knee.
No, did your husband or boyfriend?
My husband never hit me. No,
Okay.
it was a car accident.
Had he hit you with some prior time that made her think that?
He never hit me. So
Why do you think she thought that?
I don't know because she.
All right, so you don't talk to her for 10 years, and what causes you guys to start talking again?
Because she saw me in cookies and she told me, y'all sister, y'all need to talk to hash things up.
Okay, so then fast forward to 10 years later, a mutual friend ends up trying to broker you two getting
together.
Okay, and then what happened?
So she called her up on the phone. She told her to come down to Cookie to squash the whole thing. So we talked things out. We hung out for a while. Everything was cool. She get to see her.
So how long were
thing.
things cool before they became uncool?
Okay, minutes later, that's when she started with the same thing again. I thought she changed. She started with the name calling. She started calling me
Name calling whom?
Me. She started calling me names. She started
What
calling,
did she start calling you?
started saying, oh, that's why you look like a bum because I'm in a family shelter.
That you look like a bum because you're
I'm
in a family shelter. Okay.
And at the time I had no job, and she had the job. So she thought that she was better than me. So I was like, I just got finished talking to you. So at times, I said, you know what, I'm going to stop. She called me up on the phone. She said, why are you going to do this for? We sisters. Are we going to do this for? I said, every time I try and talk to you, you always do something to act up. So
how long after you stopped talking to her the second time did she apply to work at your same McDonald's?
6 months later.
6 months later. All right, now, why did you pick that McDonald's, of all McDonald's, to go to work at?
Because that's the McDonald's that called me.
So when did you find out that your sister was working at that one?
After the orientation.
All right, so you find out it's the same place. Wasn't that like a little bit uncomfortable for you to work at the same McDonald's as your sister who's not speaking to you?
No, because all this that she's saying is untrue.
So why do you suppose she didn't want you to work there?
I don't know.
All right, what did you tell the boss after she walked out to make them not tell her she can't?
When she went there after she did all that, I told my boss, I said, Your Honor. She said, I didn't know y'all.
You call your boss Your Honor?
No, I'm sorry. I said, Your Honor. She said, I didn't know y'all were sisters. To be honest with you, if she would have found out that we were sisters, she would never call her.
Why?
Because she said that her policy that she knew would have been a problem.
Okay, come on. Look at me. I'm not stupid. I know you didn't want your sister working there. What did you tell the boss?
I told my boss that I'm in line to get an order of protection for my sister, which I am.
Why? She didn't even apply to be at the McDonald's until 6 months after you weren't talking to each other.
Right.
What happened in those 6 months that would justify you getting a restraining order? By the way, you didn't get the restraining order, right?
No.
You applied for the restraining order and it was denied, correct?
Correct.
Right.
All right. And what did you say in the restraining order? 6 months ago, I was afraid?
No, what I told them was in the restraining order, I told them like this. I said, I want to order protection because she hits my son, and my son
When
is
had she,
scared.
quote, hit your son?
In the summertime, in
How
July.
long before you applied for the restraining order? Show me the restraining order. You got it with you?
I don't have it on me
Okay,
now.
what day did you apply for the restraining order?
Can I answer?
Do you know?
Yes, because I did get the...
Do you have the restraining order?
Let me see if I have anything with that.
See if you have it. Did you have a temporary restraining order signed by a judge when she came to work?
No.
So you went and applied for it after you told your boss, hey, I'm in line. I don't know what line means. A line starts in your couch. I'm in line. No. That's not how temporaries work. I know how temporaries work. I was a domestic violence judge. The way a temporary works, oh, you know too, so you know your line.
Yeah.
The way a temporary works is you walk in and you get it. There is no line. You went out and you applied for that restraining order to justify what you had already told your boss, which is, I'm in line for a restraining order against my sister. You did not want your sister working there. Why? It's not because she hit your son 6 months ago. Why, really, did you not want your sister working there?
So if the defendant's lying, should the plaintiff be able to get lost wages?
I think so. She assassinated her character to a potential employer. I definitely think she should.
Wow, assassinated is a strong word, but yeah, kind of is true, going inside the courtroom.
I didn't want my sister working there for the simple fact that she got her ways. And I'm very fearful of her. I don't want to hit
Has your sister hit you?
Yes, she hits me.
Did you put that in the restraining order?
That's the reason why.
Did you put that in the restraining order?
I only put my son.
All right. Did you hit her son?
No. Honestly, that's my only nephew. I never hear you don't want to hear about what happened 10 years ago, so.
Not really.
Throw that
I mean,
garbage.
geez,
Like
you know. I have 3 daughters.
But,
I have 3 daughters, and I tell them the same thing all the time. You are best, treat each other better, which they treat each other really well.
Yeah,
but, you know, if they're fighting or arguing or whatever, or they get nasty, treat each other better, because these are your best friends, cradle to grave.
Life.
So I don't know what the problem really is between you two, but that's for you two to decide if you want to have a relationship with each other. Okay? If you want your child to have an aunt, if you want to have a nephew, if you want to have a sister, that's between you two. But now, what do I have in front of me? You're suing her for the statutory maximum of $5,000 because you feel that she interfered with your ability to have that job.
Yeah.
And you know, she did. She did by saying to the boss, I don't want my sister to work here. I'm in line to get a restraining order. And then she went out and she got the restraining order. Or she tried and she failed. But when you said that, you were lying. You didn't have a restraining order.
That after the order of protection part, once I didn't get it at that time, I went back to her and I told her, I said,
your boss actually told you there's an order of protection.
Yeah, she told me that there's an order of protection out and I can't hire you, Kim. And yeah, and
did you get a job somewhere else?
Yes, I did. I love my job now.
All right, Michelle Dowling.
Yes.
It's not okay to lie so someone else doesn't get a job. The reason she didn't end up working there is because of a bold-faced, out-and-out lie on your part, according to your own testimony, which I think is really just a sleazy thing to do, especially when all you had to do was tell her, I don't get along with her. So I am going to order you to compensate Ms. Dowling, but not in the amount that she wants. I'm going to order you to pay her $500, verdict for the plaintiff. That's my judgment.
Thank you.
All right, so step on out here. The defendant comes out. You just heard your sister get awarded $500 here. What's your reaction to this?
This is not $5,000 because I know I didn't do anything for $5,000. And in the future, I don't want to be bothered with her. That's in my friendship with my sister.
You know how sad this looks to everybody who has to watch this case? You know,
And the friendship, and the sister.
Yeah. She said you were jealous of her, what success she's had, or...
I was never jealous of her. I just only want her to believe in me. That's it.
Okay. All right, right around the corner this way. All right, step on in here. You sued for $5,000. You satisfied with this award? Step up.
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe in her?
Yeah, I always do. That's my sister, my older sister. I believe in her.
Why does she say she wants you to believe in her? Why doesn't she know that?
I don't know what's actually is wrong with her. Like I said, I believe in her. I love her. I still love her as a sister. I love my nephew. All this is like crazy and stuff, and she'll put it behind one day.
You hope for that?
I hope.
Harvey?
I got to tell you, the defendant's lucky that she didn't get socked for punitive damages, fraud, oppression, or malice, and I think she qualifies on all three.